Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, we have something special down here at Birdland this evening. A recording for Blue Note Records.
Jazzy, jazzy. Jazzy, jazzy. Groovy, groovy, jazzy, jazzy. Jazzy, jazzy. Groovy.
How about a big hand now?
Wait a minute.
Groovy, groovy, jazzy, funky, bounce, bounce, dance as we dip in the melodic sea. Rhythm keeps flowing and drips to MC. Sweet sugar pop, rocks and pop. You don't stop till the sweet beat drops. I shall improve as I stick and move. Vivid poems recited on top of the groove. Smooth mind, floating like a butterfly. Notes set afloat, sounding like a lullaby. Brace yourself as the beat hits ya. Dip, trip, fantasia. Dip, trip, fantasia. Dip, trip, fantasia. Dip, trip, fantasia. Jazzy.
What's that? Funky.
Feel the beat drop, jazz and hip hop, dripping in your dome makes its own and bop. Funk confusion, a fly illusion, keeps you coasting on the rhythm you're cruising. Up, down, round and round, round profound, but nevertheless you got to get down. Fantasy freak through the beat so unique, you move your feet. The sweat from the heat. Back to the back, I'm the Mac, and I know that. The way I kick the rhyme, someone call me the poet. Form steady flowing, growing, showing sights and sound. Caught in the groove where the things I'm found. Many tripped the tour upon the rhymes they soared to an infinite height, to the realm of the hardcore. Here we go, off I take ya. Dip, trip, lip, fantasia.
What's that? Funky.
Groovy. Boogie woogie jam slam. Jazzy.
Right!
Groovy. Boogie woogie jam slam. Jazzy. Jazzy.
That was Us Three with Cantaloupe, based on Cantaloupe Island. I believe it was Thelonious Monk. I think it might have been Thelonious Monk. Yeah, that was off MTV Party to Go Volume 6, the remix. Nice. Well, thanks for joining, Cameron. I'm just getting rolling. We're going to do the postcards first. St. Petersburg, Florida. Nice linen, people hanging out on some benches. I'm running I'm running several sales this weekend to combat what is normally a very slow holiday weekend. So far, it is working out. Thursday was awesome. Today is not too shabby. Seems to be working. Got 20 orders going out today, so not too bad for a Saturday morning on a holiday weekend. I'll take it. And about 3, 6, 7, 8 of them are postcard orders. So it's a really big variety of stuff shipping today. Like all kinds of just rando, and a lot of stuff that wasn't on sale, which is always nice as well. Last 2 sales days have been pretty good. Today is going to be, after I'm done shipping, more or less a day off. I'm going to try to get some drafts done, but going to head over into Seattle, see some friends. Tomorrow will be a much heavier listing day on the 4th. My neighborhood turns into a war zone on the 4th, so I'll be probably hunkered down with the kitties in the basement. We'll build a nice little blanket fort. Come on. Come on. Is this the wrong size? No, it's going to go in. There we go. That was Oak Ridge, Tennessee National Laboratory. Sold on sale for $8.79. Free ship. Hey, Lynn and Jen. Everybody, good morning. Glad you could join. I do this almost every day. Not every single day. Almost every single day. Almost every single day. Sometimes I don't. Usually starts around 8, but sometimes it starts at 7, and sometimes it starts at 9. Sometimes I do it at night. You're on my schedule. I'm not on yours. Don't you forget it. This is a lighthouse near Brunswick, Georgia. If you can't see the images, you can also tune in on Sundays for my postcard only what sold videos, where you can see high DPI quality scans. And we talk a little bit about each one and its merits and why somebody may have bought it, paid good money for a piece of paper. Yeah, I've got so much to list right now, and I was considering yard sales this weekend. I kind of took a look around. I may do like a little drive around excursion and see if I see anything, or maybe on my way to Seattle if I see anything like jumping out at me. But I will be doing some hopefully very soon. The goal this month is $40K in gross listing value, and I don't think I have the backstock for that, so I think I'm going to be forced into doing some sourcing. I did some sourcing yesterday. I went over to the local Habitat for Humanity thrift shop. I'll show you guys what I got in just a second. Let's get through the postcards, and then we'll do the little show and tell. I don't even know what I just packed. What is this? It's a real photo postcard of Idaho. That came from the recent pickup, which I'll be picking up the rest of it next week. Sold for, I feel like that one was pretty good money. $12.71 plus $1 shipping. Yeah, Jen, I've been there. I've been to there's a video on my channel, which was when Froggy Flips last year during the pandemic. He did like a thing of show me your death pile, and I did a video of that, and it was my death pile consuming me, literally consuming me. Oh, that was a terrible application of a label. Let's try that again. Much better. All right. This is Whidbey Loops in the lower Columbia River between Astoria and Seaside, Oregon. Or as people who don't know how to pronounce it, Oregon. I have heard some argue that it could go either way. Those people are wrong. It's not Oregon. It's an O. It's Oregon. Argon is an element on the periodic table. Its abbreviation is AR, whereas the abbreviation for organ is OR. Should give you a hint on pronunciation. Oh yeah, Gravity Goods. I already responded. I'm like, I responded with challenge accepted, and then gave a link to my spreadsheet from the last 2 months. Oh, this is a covered bridge in Vermont, sold for $280 on sale. I mean, I feel like if you're full-time seller, 25 listings a day should be nothing. It's different if you're not full-time, but if you are, like, it doesn't even matter what you're listing. You should be able to average 25 listings a day. Like that shouldn't be a challenge. If you're full-time. Because if you break that down, if you're only doing 4 listings an hour, which is not fast, that's 32 listings in an 8-hour workday. And if you're only doing 4 listings an hour, you should probably take a look at your process and see what sort of opportunities you have for speeding that up and improvement. and of course there are extenuating circumstances. Like if you are, also running a large YouTube channel, I was frowned upon when I said 20 was a low bar on the Tommy and Bernard and Tracy show earlier this year to Lonnie. So, obviously, if you're spending 3 or 4 hours a day editing video, you're going to have a lot less time to do that listing. However, my opinion is that if you are doing batch listing, meaning I'm doing all my video games at once, or I'm doing a bunch of postcards or magazines or ephemera or whatever, TV VCR combo units, whatever it is. Shit, put this in the wrong way. You are going to dramatically increase your speed. List smarter, not harder. All right, that was their last of the postcards. That was easy. Next. We've got Hot Pursuit, Reese Witherspoon. These were the DVDs that I bought from my local thrift shop for $1 a piece. I've sold quite a few at this point. This one sold for $6.95 free shipping. So probably after fees and all of that, double my money ish. Maybe triple. Yes. I've watched the newest one, The Inside, twice. And I just went back and I rewatched What and Make Happy. I'm a big Bo Burnham fan. He did a really good, there's a podcast I listen to that I really enjoy called Good One, a podcast about jokes. And his interview on that is amazing. I think Bo Burnham's a freaking genius. Like he's legit genius. And to watch his comedy evolve over the past 10 years is spectacular. I actually turned a friend of mine on to him who has absolutely loved it. Yeah, Mother's Mustache, I'm not trying to judge other people's productivity. Like, I don't want to do that. But, somebody puts out a challenge. I mean, it seems low to me. I have an opinion about it. I have a YouTube channel. I'm going to express my opinion on my YouTube channel usually. Like, I don't care how much how much they do, but I do think that a lot of people complain about listing being so hard or not liking it or whatever. When I don't think it has to be difficult. These are 2 little Pillsbury Doughboy refrigerator magnets. I think I just got these out of a box lot at some point. Sold for... Yeah, I get you, Mother's Mustache. I'm not... Don't worry, I'm not taking any offense. You have an opinion too. I have an open chat where you're free to express that opinion without moderation or, anything else. So these little Pillsbury Doughboy magnets sold for $15.95 with the free shipping. Yeah, really big variety of stuff today. It's like very much a good cross section of my store, I think. Morning, Hot Flip Heidi. How are you? Yeah, back to Bo Burnham. He's awesome. His most recent one, if you're gonna watch Bo Burnham, I recommend starting with his first Netflix special, or I think at the time it's on Netflix, but at the time it was HBO special. It's called What. It's fantastic. Do them in order because his comedy really is a progression and a very much a conversation on the relationship between audience and performer. And I think you need to kind of start at the beginning to get the context for what happens in inside. All right. Some of these Tycho tracks that were in my death pile for a very long time and have been selling ever since I listed them. Go figure. Oh, and I said we were going to show the little haul that I did, which we'll do in just a moment. Gonna need a bigger box. Where's my 775? There we go. That'll work. Well, that's a 644. That will not work. Yeah, it will. That ain't going nowhere. luck selling the homeschool material. So I don't know that the material that I had was specifically homeschool. I sold a vintage phonics record set. It took almost 2 years to sell, but it sold for $100. I don't know if it sold though as a vintage collectible or as somebody who is actually planning on utilizing it for homeschooling. Honestly, I don't run into a ton of that kind of stuff, so I can't say that I've had any luck because I haven't had that much experience. I've heard it does well, especially since pandemic. All right, so here's what I picked up yesterday. I picked up everything. Everything was $20. Broke down to, I think, $1 for the LPs, 50 cents for the 45s. And then I paid $3 for World of Warcraft. Complete Burning Crusade, 2003. This was a crapshoot. I wasn't comping anything. But the discs are in good condition, and it is complete. So picked up some 45s. Bob Hames on Bell Records. I don't know much about this one. I know the name. I've heard that before. Some radio station promo records. So this is Overlooked and Underloved by Jerry Reed. And Too Old to Cut the Mustard, also Jerry Reed. Pardon me. Tony Reno on Reno Records. Never heard of it. Picked it up, 50 cents a piece. Can't get hurt. What else was in there? Snooky Lanson and the Four Bells. Doing Crying in the Chapel and You. Again, these are all Bell Records. They had the sleeves. Nice picture sleeve with Brooke Benson, Fools Rush In. You know, some of these might be like $5 or $6. I might have to throw some of them in lots. Got Varsity Records, Eric Silver with Jingle Bells and White Christmas. Pretty much any White Christmas or Jingle Bell stuff on 78 is okay. And then the LPs, which these were all really good condition, so I kind of got more than, you know, I wasn't doing comping or anything, but Mel Street's Greatest Hits. Good condition greatest hit stuff usually sells well. Freddie Fender, Rock and Roll Country, John Williams, Tom T. Hall and the Magnificent Music Machine. This one's really good condition. This one will probably sell, you know, $8 or $9. Jerry Rafferty, City to City. This is not the one with Stuck in the Middle with You, but still a good one. Bob James and Earl Klugh. Another Earl Klugh. Gary Stewart with Cactus and Rose. These are all pretty awesome condition. And I think this one is a Warhol cover. It doesn't say here, but I think it's an Andy Warhol cover. Another Earl Klugh, The Soda Fountain Shuffle, Marty Robbins, Gunfighter Ballads. I've sold this record many, many times. The person who was selling this one had $25 on it. I don't know if it's that good. Don Williams Expressions. I grew up on this one. I may end up keeping it. It's got my favorite, Tulsa Time. Randy Travis and the Shrink. This one will make all of my money back. Big Brother and the Holding Company featuring Janis Joplin. This is a first press. $1. This is $25-$30 all day long. Again, come on. DeBarge, Rhythm of the Night, and Air Supply. So yeah, spent $20 on everything. I'll make all my money back on the Janis Joplin record, and then everything else will be profit. So all right, moving on. Like we said, you got a belt buckle. Very, very, very common one. If you look this up, you'll see a million listings. This is the Handyman Club Life Member. I didn't get a lot for it, I don't think. $7.95 free shipping. That came out of one of those Goodwill lots. So it's essentially all profit. Hey, man. All right, I'm curious about that World of Warcraft. Holy crap, a bunch of stuff just sold. Wow, the collector's edition of that World of Warcraft, it was sealed as like a $400 thing. Good to know. Mine is probably worth, probably get 15 out of it. Not bad, not great. Okay. Ooh, crazy card, that sucks. Looks like I sold a couple of postcards. Oh, and somebody paid for another postcard they bought a while ago. Good. All right. Moving on. We'll get to this later. Let's do some records. Two and a 78 going out. This one, seriously. I listed it because I figured it would probably sell around Christmas time, but it sold in July, which I get it, like if a Bing Crosby record sells year round, but this one, Engelbert Humperdinck, doing Christmas time, TYME. I'm going to have to think that is because he can't spell. Not THYME. It's not like there's anything about Engelbert Humperdinck that screams Old English. Why? I would have liked to have been there for how the decision of like, you know what? Instead of Christmas time, Engelbert, I think you should go Old English, but only on the time. They could have done Christmas time as one word. They could have done just regular spelling. They could have done the spice angle and done Christmas THYME. But no. Engelbert Humperdinck wants none of that. We're going to spell it just TYME. And we're going to put Engelbert in this nice cable knit Irish sweater, which screams that he's from the clan Humperdinck. Don't worry, we will not be copyright claiming. We do not want to reward Engelbert any further for this decision than he already has been. I have sold Engelbert Humperdinck records before. There's not many that sell. Greatest Hits and this one, I think, are about it. I would not recommend picking this up unless you're getting it in a bunch of other records. And if you're listing a bunch of other records and it's in really good condition, then sure, go ahead and throw it in. Because it's only going to take you a couple of extra minutes. Goodbye, Engelbert. Oh, my Honda starter update. Okay, so I didn't have the right tool. It's a inch and a 16th open end crescent I need to get off the sensor that I need to get to the starter with. And I have one, but it wasn't long enough of a handle to get enough leverage. So I've ordered another inch and a 16th longer handle open end crescent wrench. I tried to get in there with like a adjustable and couldn't really get a good enough grip on it. It's a pretty tight fit. There's two ways to go in and to get to this thing, and one of them is to like take apart your manifold and get to it from the top, which is I don't want to go through that, like taking apart my whole car to get to the one thing. So I'm going in from underneath, and the only thing, there's only a wire coil and this little sensor that I have to get out of the way before I can get in and get to the starter. And I've got the wrench, but it's just what I couldn't get enough leverage to get the first, like, torque on the threads out. So I ordered the right wrench. It was a pain in the butt. I had to take off like this under plastic thing that was like, that took forever. It took forever for me to get to the stupid jack underneath the back. I have no idea why they put this thing in the way that they did, but they did. So just to get to the point where I was able to like see the thing that I needed to get to took me like 2 hours. And at that point it was too hot in my driveway, and I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and just keep trying to get this thing with the wrong tool. I'm just going to put a pause on it, order the right tool, come back to it when I have it. I did get all of my ignition coils replaced. That was easy. That was like a 3-minute job. That was like removing a few bolts, unplugging 4 things, plugging in 4 new things, and then redoing some bolts. I have full confidence that I'm going to be able to get this thing done. It's just I just didn't have the right tool, which I have it's like the one size wrench that I had that I didn't have a longer handle on. So it's still in the works. I think the wrench is supposed to be here in a couple of days. I may bite the bullet and go to Ace and pick it up. And then just return the one I got on Amazon. This other one was Rick Springfield Working Class Dog, sold for $11. Thank you very much, Mr. Obvious, for your adding me to your prayers list. It's appreciated, not necessary. I feel like there's far more deserving and deserving people for your prayers. I should probably be at the bottom of your prayer list. In all actuality. If God liked me, I wouldn't be in this position. I'm just kidding. What do I got? There we go. Next, got a very nice brooch. This was part of listing last month. This is Pell. It's costume jewelry. This stuff's kind of fun to list. See if we can give you a better. There we go. Look at that. It's like a bow with some rhinestones, and it's sparkly, silvery. Hey, Hunter. And the crazy card is correct. I am not. I am a. I'm an agnostic. A sometimes atheist. Depends on what day you're catching me. I don't want to. I don't want anyone to mistake my feelings for organized religion as a hatred of people who have faith. Those are very different things. Any tips? Oh, Mr. Obvious. Yeah. You won't get it in 2 days, in my experience. You have to be apparently, well, even if you're in a shipping lane, which apparently I am, which they say means I get next day or 2 day, isn't entirely true. So I would say plan on a week and expect 10 days. And if it happens faster, it happens faster. Or pay the extra like $6 or $7 on Amazon and get that 2 day shipping from Amazon, who's got the ability to fulfill orders actually locally. All right, next. This is a knife sharpener from Herter's. Herter's, fairly well-known knife brand. So, I believe it's 50s or 60s. I actually bought this when my last car died in Grants Pass, Oregon. I bought this and some other pocket knives and a few postcards, and at this sort of weird, not thrift store, not resale store, but it was like something in between. It's hard to describe. I don't really know what to call it. But it took 10 months to sell for $17.95. But so small, who cares? Now I've got the stupid Paul McCartney Christmas song stuck in my head. It's like the worst Christmas song either. Good morning, Sal. What you doing? You going out sourcing today? All right, next. A very cool. This is a vintage Old Spice shaving mug. You know what? I don't believe in bolos. You guys probably know that by now. But this is a good item that you can find. They made these for many, many years. You can date them. There's some online resources. Just Google vintage Old Spice shaving mug dates, and you'll find it. This is an early one, not super early, not the first round. This is like the second round or third round. Actually, it is the third round. It's called an 03. It's made by Hull Pottery. These show up in thrift stores and garage sales all the time. If you can date it and accurately keyword it and describe it, you can get good value out of them. I sold one of these previously, a later one from the 70s for, I think, $25. This one's an earlier one, 1940s, 1950s. This one sold for $35. There you go. You learned something. You probably have walked past these how many times? They're very easy to date. There's a lot of different versions of them, which when you have something that they made for a long time, there's a lot of different versions of it. It almost definitely is going to have a collector's market. You've got your Hull Pottery people who might want this. You have people who just want the mugs. You have your normal person who wants a nice shaving mug that's maybe vintage. You have your collectors of the things, your shaving collectors, your razor collectors. You've got all kinds of different kinds of customers for an item like this. It didn't take very long to sell, like less than 2 weeks. And if you figure out the date on them, you're gonna show up in search results. So go get that money. Oh, I should probably. That's not gonna be big enough. I kept myself? No, I just poked myself. If you can find the ones that they still have the soap in them, like the original soap, well, or the original box. They used to come in these really wood boxes, but the wood was super paper thin. You can find them with the box. Woo! To the moon. I've never found one with the box, but I've seen what they look like, and they have to be very rare because it's like thin balsa wood. I don't think I'm gonna. There's no way I'm gonna get under a pound here. We're at 14.5 ounces. Yeah, we're gonna be over a pound. But I do want to use this box. Trimmed, the guy at SM Postcard. Oh yeah, trimmed. You should always, if you know it's trimmed, say it's trimmed. I've not really dealt with a ton of trimmed postcards, honestly. I haven't run across a lot of them. Lots of people drink coffee from shaving mugs. I don't doubt that. All right. We've played this game before. It's time for everyone's favorite. This is not. I need a fresh one. These aren't fresh bubble mailers. I'll be right back. There we go. The thing is, though, I know that this box fits in. It's just a pain in the butt. But every time, everyone's like, it's never going to fit. And every time, I'm like, hold my beer. Because I'm going to need both hands for this for the next 20 minutes. 1 second here. Let me make sure I know where this is going. Iowa. All right. Well, then we got to do this. We're almost there. There we go. See? Told ya. And you guys doubted me again. We'll just use a couple of these. So, what am I doing now? Good question. Glad you asked. Whenever I can, if I can get a couple extra, like, whatever I can do on a ceramic or glass item like this, if I'm mailing this way, I'm just trying to get a couple layers of cardboard in there just as a little bit extra protection. Like, every little bit helps, right? It's not costing me extra money at this point. We know it's fit. It's in there. Got some extra layers on the top, on all the sides. The only side that's doesn't have the extra protection is the one side on the bottom. Not much we can do about that. Hello, Tracy. Thanks. Yeah. I've started the supercut of me versus the padded flat rate envelopes, and it's time consuming. If anyone happens to be watching any of the past lives and runs across that, please leave a comment with the timestamp so that I can go and include it. Because I know there's at least 20 such clips out on there. It just takes me forever to go try to track them down. Got an offer on a thing that I'm going to decline. All right, where are we at? Here we go. This is the like a vintage novelty item made by the H. Fishlove Company. It's not a postcard, but you could mail it. It's the Super Comb, made for people with big heads. I think it's hilarious. I'm surprised it took so long to sell, but it sold for $20 free shipping. It ain't gonna cost that much to ship. It's 3 ounce, 4 ounces. Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. Yeah, the sleeping bag and the padded mailer. It made it though. We got it there. Somehow we made it. All right. I think I'm going to ship this in a... I know how I'm going to ship it. This is going to be easy. It's only going down to Vancouver, Washington, so I'm not too concerned. But this is a good use for a 45 mailer. I think. Maybe. We might need the LP mailer. All right. That squeeze her down at the top. Squeeze her down at the bottom. And we're going to do one more side seal, just to be... Nice. Yeah, I'm not sending this priority mail. I don't care what I put in there. It's going to Vancouver. Priority mail ain't going to get it there faster. You didn't pay me for it. All right. Next up on the shipping agenda. Let's get that on the flatter side. Is the last Lionel train piece that came out of my box in the garage. I have some track left, but that's it. It's a big track lot. Ooh. Does that come off? Sure does. we're going to go ahead and take that off. So this thing had like a helicopter it used to carry. I didn't have the helicopter, so I just sold it as this. How do I get that out? There we go. $30 free ship. I already know how this one's going. And will you look at that? We've already got this piece ready to go. This is just the cardboard roll from the inside of my bubble wrap that I purchased. I saved them because they also make great mailing tubes for smaller things that will fit like this. And this here tube is actually a stronger protector than most boxes are going to be. So I just cap it. Like so. Whoops. She's ready to go. $14 of you in the chat. Thank you very much for watching. Your first time, please subscribe. If I do this almost every day, I do some other stuff too sometimes. Sometimes it gets a little wacky. Sometimes it gets a little crazy. Sometimes it's silent. Just the way things are. All right. We have, I think, 2 more to go. I'm going to do one more piece of tape here. Got a teapot. Little short, little scout. Here's its handle. Here's the spout. It's sticky for some reason. Why is it sticky? Because there's glue on it. Why is there glue on it? Because somebody put tape on it. Why did somebody tape on it? Because that. All right. What's our weight here? That's going to be over a pound. Where is it going? It's going to Pennsylvania. Of course it's going to Pennsylvania. So we are, I guess, it's not going to fit in this, which means shit. Wait, it'll fit in this. Will it fit in this? It might fit in this. It's going to fit in this. The only way I'm making any money on this is if it gets into that padded flat rate. This came from the eBay that I bought out. It is a hand-painted Moriyami. I think it's Moriyami. That might be not Moritaki. That's not a thing. And like this. How much is it? It's $11 to Pennsylvania. $11. If I go cubic, it doesn't matter. So I'm only making a few bucks on this. This doesn't quite go where I'm going to be able to get it safely shipped in that bag. So we're just going to box in a box this mofo. It's that thing where it 2 pounds. If you do West Coast to East Coast, unless it's really, really tiny, it's more or less the same price. Cubic rate versus weight versus box in a bag. I've done the calculations on this too many times that it's not going to bother. Oh, did I even do the wrong thing? Yeah, all right, we'll get a thing of bubble wrap there. All at 2 pounds, all roads lead to $11. unless you're getting in padded flat rate. I mean, I could even box that again if I wanted to. Should I? Doesn't cost me anything extra. I got like 10 ounces to play with. It's a relatively fragile thing. Sure, let's triple box it. Yeah. Still with plenty to spare. I'm working for the $4 today. The worst though is when there's something that you don't make very much money on, and then they're like, of course it shows up broken, right? That's it, like clockwork. That's what happens. All right, we are down to the last box. Oh, these things gotta get listed. I think there's a couple of things that came in I might be able to grab real quick. Though. It's a 78 record, Jingle Bell, or what was it? Glenn Miller something, like one of the not super desirable ones. I think it was actually one record out of a set that I am selling as a replacement. It was like $9 plus shipping, so nothing exciting on this one. Not even worth the copyright claim. Unless Kevin was in the house, then we'd just play it for Glenn Miller's sake. All right. Then we'll take that little piece of junk, make our bumper with that. All right. It was Glenn Miller, Couldn't It Be True, and One More Tomorrow. It was indeed part of a set. Or actually, I should say it was part of an album. The reason why we actually have, the reason why we call like an LP record, we also call it an album, actually came from 78s. Because when you would buy an album, it was actually an album. It was like a, six, like an album, right? These are all 78 RPM. So when the format changed to the long play record, which didn't happen immediately. It happened. They started making 10-inch EPs, like extra long play, and then came the long play. They made them bigger. The format changed. So, and the materials changed. But the reason why we call it an album is because it was an album. All right. We've got this one's cool. We had a few postcards come in while we were packing, so see if I can find it relatively quickly. Answer, no. This is, wait. Yes, there's one. Then there's two more. Galveston, Seawall, and Dallas. All right. Well, the first one should be easy because it should just be a very dark card. There it is. And the next one looks like that, but it's not that one. Should be easy to spot because it's postmarked on the front of the card. Okay, that's not it though. June 3rd. Oh, there it is. Right on the bottom of the stack, right where it should be. All right. Let's get these out. So, in order of what they sold for, or no order whatsoever. Galveston, Texas, 1912, the seawall. It's got the postal cancel on the front and on the back, which is interesting, but whoever did the stamp on this, I don't think it's machine stamp, was just paying attention to the placement of it. Like they set it very nicely right above the curve of the seawall. So it's not obstructing the actual image. Let's see here. Here's the note. January 10th, 12. Galveston, Texas is where they're writing from, which I find it interesting, seeing as clearly the postmark and the postcard both say Galveston, Texas, but might as well make sure they're very clear. I don't know if you are still on for something place. Al wrote him some time ago, and it was done not some reason was cause me. You won there think you would like him, and it turned out the water in my house as the I can't. Who knows what they're talking about? So there's that one. This is the Sheridan Hotel in Dallas at night. Kind of cool. That one didn't sell for a bunch. $2.95. This next one I am going to put up on screen because it's kind of neat. So this is. I got a few of these, and I've talked about it a couple of times before, I feel like. Yeah, Killer Can't. There you go. All right. Is that it? I think that's it. There we go. All right. So this is a Malay village in Singapore. This is just the front of this one, which is like you don't really know where this is. It's just somewhere in Singapore. It's pretty like could be anywhere, right? Anywhere in Singapore. Like who knows? It doesn't name the village. It doesn't say anything. But the back is pretty interesting. So this up here. This is something French, des prisonniers des guerriers. That is prisoner of war. This is a Japanese military cancel. And then this is the message home in French to Miss Frida Mueller in Ferndale, California. So we've got and this I believe is a Chinese postal cancel. So we've got a Chinese and a Japanese postal cancel. It's a prisoner of war mail heading back to the States. So pretty, for the front of this car, this is the one where it's the back that makes it worth a damn. So kind of cool. The neat thing is I have a bunch of communication from this prisoner of war back to the person in Ferndale. And I got this from my ex who I used to run the store with and kind of got me into eBay. So this one sold for €15 plus shipping. And I think I'm going to send this one. Let's see, where is it going, first of all? They didn't even, it's going to Singapore. Oh, I'm going to have to figure this out. All right. 344 Kwong Avenue. Yeah. So this was sold through eBay Singapore, which it was listed on. Interesting. All right, so it's that. I guess that's supposed to be the zip code. Sometimes you've got to figure out the address configuration for these. Anytime I'm shipping to Asia, I insure, so I'm going to be just using eBay's standard international delivery on this one because it's about the same price as pirate ship standard export rate once you add insurance. And I have found the eBay service to be a little bit more reliable lately over the standard export, because standard export will sometimes use USPS first class, which I have not found to be entirely reliable. All right. So 15 euros, I think, is like around $20. It works out $17. What it is, I think. This is what Harry Humstone would call shipping video overtime. I'm only shipping now the stuff that came in while I was shipping the other stuff. And once we're done with that, we'll be done with this here video. Tommy, are you still here? Did you get your teeth brushed? You get your morning constitution taken care of? I got the idea of Tommy Bernard pooping while watching this video makes me laugh. The idea, not the image. Let me be very clear about that. All right. All right. Let's get the stuff ready for Instagram. And then today is going to be, I'm going to do some listing, but it's more of a day off day. Tomorrow is going to be a big listing day. This next week is going to be a really big listing week. All right. If I put it in 2 bins, then it looks more impressive for the Insta, right? That's how it works. This will fit nicely right there. And scene. That's going to be it, everybody. Thank you all very much for joining in. We're at the do the standard envelope screw up my metrics? What metrics? Are you talking about feedback or like best whatever it is called, the eBay top rated seller? It does not affect that. As long as you ship out on time, it still has tracking, so it does not affect. That was the whole selling point when they rolled that out, was that you could maintain top rated seller and use the new shipping method. So hopefully that answers your question, Dreamy Buys. And thank you. You're the first time I've seen your name here. Thank you very much for joining. While you're here, please subscribe. I do these videos almost every day. Postcard videos, what sold for postcards will happen on Sundays, generally speaking. So tomorrow, keep an eye out for that. And then there's some other odds and ends sorts of things. So thank you everyone very much for watching. We'll catch you on the Flippy Flop. Take it easy. Bye.